you know what that means? You going up against somebody who got nothing to lose and everything to gain.
I told you you can't trust him. Now Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
Puffy's a sucker, man.
Puff said he's gonna walk up on 50 Cent and punch him in the face.
Yeah, he said, I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
Tell Curtis I'm not finished yet. That message was sent directly to 50 Cent just hours after Diddy managed to walk away from the RICO case. According to sources close to the situation, the message didn't come from any of Diddy's legal representatives. It was reportedly sent by Diddy himself. By now, you've likely heard the news. Diddy was acquitted of the most serious charge, the one that could have landed him a life sentence, just hours after the verdict. 50 Cent went viral online. That same day, a screenshot started making the rounds online showing that someone had sent 50 Cent a threatening message from a burner account. We're all aware that 50 Cent has been targeting Diddy for years, consistently, mocking him on social media, like in this particular post where 50 remarked, "You know there ain't no seat on that bike, right?" And when he wasn't stirring things up on Instagram, 50 Cent was taking shots at Diddy during interviews, even referring to him as Fluffy.
Away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my stuff.
But this time, it's different. The real reason Diddy is now allegedly threatening 50 from a fake account ties back to the documentary 50 is producing Did He Do It? The project is still moving forward even after the verdict. In fact, 50 has vowed to reveal even more than what came out during the trial. So, what information is 50 holding back? And could that be why Diddy sent the threat? If you follow the trial closely, you already know there were plenty of questionable moments, like when the government suddenly replaced the original prosecutor with Moore and Kami, the same person who allegedly helped cover up the Epstein case. Then there's Christina Courtroom, known as Diddy's close associate. Multiple witnesses identified her as a co-conspirator, yet federal authorities have seemingly overlooked her entirely and her current whereabouts remain unknown. Additionally, there are even more troubling details that mainstream media has chosen not to highlight. However, 50 Cent has now vowed to bring all of it to light, with the possibility of Diddy avoiding serious consequences. It's clear he's doing everything he can to maintain that outcome. The warning he sent to 50 Cent strongly suggests he's willing to go to great lengths to shield himself. And once free, there's no predicting what Diddy might do next, whether it's disrupting 50 Cent's business ventures, undermining his partnerships, or potentially taking more extreme measures. One witness, Capricorn Clark, has already claimed that Diddy had intentions of eliminating 50 Cent.
We started off this morning with Capricorn Clark. She's a former Diddy assistant, former marketing manager for Sean John. Oh, she talked about 50 Cent. So I don't know what year this was, but she said that Diddy was doing a press event with 50 Cent at MTV, and they actually shared the same manager at this point, and his name was Chris Lighty. And she said that Chris Lighty and herself and Diddy got into an elevator, and Diddy was having a problem with 50 Cent, and he said something like, you know, I don't like the back and forth, I like guns.
All right, let's talk about that threatening message, because this wasn't just a casual stay in your lane type of warning. The burner account that sent "Tell Curtis I ain't done yet" had been quiet for months. Then, just hours after the verdict was announced, the account suddenly became active again, posting a single ominous line. And this is where things take a darker turn. Sources close to 50 Cent claim this isn't the first time he's received threats. In fact, 50 publicly responded after learning that Diddy allegedly planned to harm him. Back in May, Diddy's former assistant, Capricorn Clark, testified about an incident at MTV. She recalled accompanying Diddy for a press event where she overheard him telling a security guard that he didn't care for nonsense and people, but had an appreciation for guns. According to Capricorn, Diddy was referring to his feud with 50 Cent, who happened to be present at the event that day. Capricorn stated that Mr. Combs told Chris Lighty he was carrying a gun and mentioned having an issue with 50 Cent.so. How did 50 react to this? Well, 50 being 50, he responded by turning the situation into a joke, posting an AI-generated image of himself looking frightened, along with the caption, "Oh my goodness, itty bitty Diddy wants me dead. I have to lay low. I think I'm going to hide out at the playoff game tonight. Lol." But here's the thing, this took place back in May, at a time when most people still believe Diddy was likely facing a life sentence. Fast forward to now, and the jury has found Diddy not guilty on 3 out of the 5 charges. Most notably, he managed to NBC News. Diddy was found guilty on 2 counts related to the transportation for prostitution, one involving Cassie and the other concerning a woman identified as Jane.So. What does this mean in terms of a potential prison sentence? Is there a chance Diddy could avoid jail time altogether? And could that be the reason he's now confident enough to go after 50 Cent? Diddy and his legal team were reportedly optimistic that he'd be released immediately following the verdict. However, the court denied him bail. According to News Nation, Judge Aaron Subramanian determined that Diddy poses too great a risk to be released. His sentencing related to the 2 guilty verdicts is set for October 3rd. Until then, Diddy will remain in custody. To beat the most serious one, RICO conspiracy, People magazine reports that the 2 charges Diddy was found guilty of each carry a maximum sentence of 10 years, totaling up to 20 years behind bars. Once Diddy is sentenced, it's very likely that his legal team will file an appeal challenging both the conviction and the sentence. So, it remains to be seen how much time, if any, he'll actually serve. Now, shifting back to 50 Cent, the most unsettling part is that Diddy hasn't even been sentenced yet, but he's already making threats. It's almost as if he's certain he won't be doing time. But why is 50 at the top of Diddy's list for revenge? Yes, 50 has been consistently mocking and trolling Diddy ever since Cassie filed her lawsuit nearly 2 years ago. But the truth is, their tension didn't start there. 50 and Diddy have had issues dating back to the early 2000s. In fact, 50 was one of the first to publicly question Diddy's sexuality. This rivalry has deep roots. 50's jabs weren't limited to social media either. He once explained what kicked off the whole feud. 8 years ago, during an interview on The Breakfast Club, 50 Cent revealed what led him to start trolling Diddy in the first place.
Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff gay, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said,
Let me read it, Fifth. Oh my God. Sorry, I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January 19th.
That's why I get uncomfortable. Like he said something to me one time, a long time ago. At Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of no, dude, take me. That's what a guy says to a girl.
But you've been getting out for over a decade. I remember when you said the top feels so much better than the bottom.
Yeah, I've been saying this. Everybody see. Don't make like it's just me, man. Fluffy do some like a little fluffy stuff.
Now you guys are all in some hip hop beef, okay?
These jokes are reportedly one of the main reasons Diddy may have wanted to retaliate against 50 Cent. He could have taken action years ago, but this time the situation feels more intense. Why? Because everything now connects to 50 Cent's upcoming documentary, Did He Do It? Recently, 50 confirmed he's shifting focus with the project. In an interview with Variety, he shared that the series will now explore a much broader timeline covering decades, not just scattered clips or trending headlines. While Diddy Do It initially aimed to expose Diddy's wild behavior, especially the infamous celebrity parties, things have escalated. Since Diddy avoided the RICO charge, the docuseries is reportedly taking a much darker and potentially more dangerous route. Just recently, footage allegedly from the documentary leaked, showing what appeared to be a masked, ritual-style gathering at Diddy's mansion, complete with deer antlers and a secret society atmosphere.
The whole nine.
It will be exposed.
I mean, when I walk in, I definitely take pride in being the originator of the preparation of the sex. Little things that I personally like. A lot of ladies, they just, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
If the leaked footage is authentic, then 50's documentary could reveal a much more disturbing side of the story, one that most people haven't even imagined. And it gets deeper. Sources close to the project say 50 is now digging into aspects of the case that were ignored during the trial. He's reportedly preparing to confront the most controversial idea of all, the theory that Diddy was acting as a government informant and that the entire legal battle was staged to distract the public. Don't forget years ago, Kanye West accused Diddy of being a federal agent. Now, it seems 50 may have uncovered something that potentially supports that claim.
Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these, all you fake hard niggas. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard, you know what I'm saying? I don't give because you can't shoot nobody anyway, and the reason why you got talk is because you did a deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're gonna go pull my co-car.
But how exactly does he plan to prove the claim that Diddy might have worked as a federal asset? One major part of the documentary is expected to focus on Christina Courtroom, a mysterious figure-long link to Diddy. She's been described as a sort of madam figure, similar to how Ghislaine Maxwell was connected to Jeffrey Epstein. When Diddy was arrested last year, many in the media pointed to Christina as someone who could be central to the prosecution's case given her role as Diddy's trusted associate for many years.
There's new speculation. A woman at the center of Sean's orbit and business empire could potentially hold the key to the prosecution. She is Christina Courtroom, seen here with Diddy in Florida in November after he settled his case with ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. Diddy posted this photo of her to Facebook saying, "Christina, aka KK, keeps everything in my life and my business running. She's my right hand." In a separate lawsuit against Combs, music producer Rodney Jones used this same photo, calling Courtroom the Ghislaine Maxwell to Sean Combs' Jeffrey Epstein. She was referenced 64 times in that suit.
Yet when the trial began, Christina's name was barely mentioned. Cassie, however, did bring her up during her testimony. According to Cassie, Christina regularly checked in with her on Diddy's behalf every day, discussing everything from logistics to Diddy's mood and how Cassie should approach him that day. It painted a picture of someone deeply involved in managing Diddy's personal life behind the scenes, yet somehow absent from the courtroom narrative. Cassie stated that she spoke with Christina frequently and believed she was well aware of many personal aspects of her life. Another victim, identified only as Jane, presented a text message from Christina in which Christina encouraged her to board a commercial flight while carrying illegal substances. In the message, Christina reportedly wrote, "It's fine. I do it all the time." This raises a critical question: why wasn't Christina called to testify? According to CNN, prosecutors originally identified Christina as one of Diddy's co-conspirators. However, they later stopped referencing her entirely. That decision seems highly suspicious. If Christina truly played a central role in Diddy's alleged activities, her testimony could have been crucial in proving the racketeering charges. The sudden shift doesn't add up. This is precisely why 50 Cent is determined to put the spotlight on Christina in his documentary. Fans are already speculating that she may be the key reason the prosecution's case fell apart. Some even claim the entire trial was orchestrated to protect more powerful individuals behind the scenes. One user on X said, "People think that the Diddy saga is over, but it is not. This was the deep state involvement to do a cover-up. There will be more to this." Ask yourself why Christina Courtroom KK wasn't put on the stand to testify because a certain commie was involved. There will be more to this. Now, who is this commie person and what's their role in all this? So, this user is referring to Morin Kami, the lead prosecutor in the case, who joined the prosecution team after Damon Williams announced his resignation on November 25, 2024, just weeks after Diddy's arrest. And the timing of it all was very suspicious. Damon Williams was overseeing the Diddy case from the start. So, why did he pull out just before Diddy's trial? As for Morin, she's the same commie name tied to the Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Now, there are growing rumors suggesting that certain elements within the U.S. government may have deliberately ignored or even aided parts of Diddy's alleged blackmail operation. The claim is that Diddy's archive reportedly contains compromising footage and information involving high-profile government officials, media executives, and corporate leaders. It's worth remembering that federal agents stated they seized numerous tapes from Diddy's properties during the raids. Yet, no details have been shared about who appeared on those recordings. If these claims hold any truth, it suggests the situation is far larger than just Diddy. It's beginning to appear as though Diddy might have simply been a go-between, similar to how Jeffrey Epstein was portrayed. There's now speculation that Diddy was acting as a protected intelligence asset, conducting covert operations for a more influential group. In fact, former U.S. Attorney Brett Tallman recently pointed out the striking similarities between the alleged blackmail schemes run by Diddy and Epstein.
You see Epstein, you see others. There's rumors that float around that they worked, with the government agencies at times, and I would not doubt that. I would not doubt that there were CIA operations or FBI operations that were ongoing over the many decades in which many times these individuals were operating, criminally. And you go back to Epstein, and I was flabbergasted at the deal that, my colleague and friend, Alex Acosta, the U.S. attorney at the time in Florida, offered to Epstein. I mean, the only reason that you would believe that such a deal would be granted in that kind of a case and investigation was if there was solid information. Of course, we'll never know at this point, but there had to have been some solid information about some very high-level targets in order to give such a deal to an individual that was such a criminal.
With all this in mind, it's not shocking that 50 Cent may be receiving threats while researching this for his documentary, because the matter seems to run much deeper than Diddy alone. Fans have already begun urging 50 to watch his back, but he's made it clear he has no intention of stepping away. When his Instagram comments were flooded with warnings that Diddy might retaliate, 50 responded firmly. He mocked Diddy with the nickname Gay Teflon Don and snapped back, saying, "Get the F off my page talking about I'm supposed to be scared of him." While 50 insists he's unafraid, the individuals being exposed reportedly don't just bend the rules, they make them. And they never forget.